Welcome to the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the Book of Going Forth by Day, by the Book of Ani. Today, I'll be introducing you to a few key concepts before beginning to read the book word for word. So here is a helpful text guide. On the very top, you have about the text in vignette. So, number 1. The plates or vignettes are what represents an individual chapter of the Book of the Dead, or Coming Forth by Day, is what the Egyptians referred to it as. We're starting with the very first vignette plate, or working our way to the last 37. In the first plate that you have here, you have 28 columns and 306 words. How to read ancient Egyptian text. Division. The ancient Egyptian text has been divided by individual words to help identify them and recall them in other texts that you may encounter. Also, it is better to memorize the words in blocks than reading individual hieroglyphs. So for example, here is the text that's not divided. I've gone ahead and taken the liberty in dividing the words. So now you can see the columns in numbers and the text divided in individual words. Direction. The canonical writing of ancient Egyptian was traditionally from up to down and right to left. So you'd read from up to down, right to left. This is the traditional way of writing. Also, to know the direction of reading, another helpful hint is by looking at the direction of the different animals and characters. So for example, here is an owl. Here is a chick. Here's a vulture. Here's an ibis. Here's a falcon. Here's a god. Here's an alligator. Here is a person. And by looking at the direction they're looking at, they're looking towards the right. So this means you would read from right to left. Repetition and variations. You'll come to notice that many words repeat themselves, and many of the same repeated words are written in different variations. The reason for this is lack of space and aesthetics. So for example, over here is the word for vindication, or translated as truth. This is the same word for vindication or truth, but short-handed or short abbreviation, This is to simplify the writing in order to be able to fit it correctly into the text. Imagery. Description of the drawings and meanings. The vignettes are included two types of information, the text itself and the images. I'll be describing the images and its symbolic meaning. Symbolism. Ancient Egyptian is huge on symbolism. Everything drawn has a purpose and meaning. The symbolisms themselves, or the symbols themselves, derive from the very environment which they perceived. The English text. The English text below will help you to follow along with the hieroglyphs. The red lines or bars indicate missing English or omitted words, but which are in the Egyptian text. The yellow squares indicate English words that are not in the text of the ancient Egyptian text, but are simply implied. This is done so as to make the reading easier. Number 4. The blue numbers indicate the start of the next column in the ancient Egyptian text. So for example, here you have number 1, number 1, number 2, number 2, number 3, number 3, and so on and so forth. This is to help you to be able to read the text. Finally, number 5. The baby blue color indicates incorrect translation by the English author. Sometimes the authors make a mistake, but this is rare, but the correction is done in order to help you make sure to make the correct translation. Wonderful. Thank you very much for taking the time to follow the introduction. This will help you a lot when you begin to read word for word each plate of the text. So, if you like this video, please subscribe or like, and leave a comment below if you have any questions or concerns. And please stay tuned for the next video, which will help you read the first plate of the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead by Ani.